are continuing our Lincoln Highway series with a trip to Mount Vernon, a city that's embraced its connection to the historic highway. Today we take you to a bridge that you can still cross, albeit by foot. To this day, take a look. Well, I'm here in Mount Vernon, and I just turned on to the old Lincoln Highway, which you can see is a pretty narrow road compared to what we're used to with modern highways. And I'm headed to the Lincoln Highway Bridge here in Mount Vernon, which refers to the historical 10th Avenue Bridge, which is a remnant of the original Lincoln Highway. The Lincoln Highway's route through Mount Vernon is still marked with signs, and visitors can find information about the historical bridge and route through the local tourism efforts. So let's go check it out. The Lincoln Highway ran through a lot of central business districts of hundreds of towns and cities across the U.S. So it got the nickname the nation's Main Street. And to small town merchants, the Lincoln Highway meant more customers and more trade. So they would form organizations to boost the virtues of their towns and to attract travelers to the local businesses. In Iowa, the route took travelers through about 50 towns and about 45 main streets, including Mount Vernon's First Street. So new businesses catering to auto travelers were springing up all along the route. And in Mount Vernon, those included a garage, a gas station, a tourist camp. In Iowa, the highway often crossed railroad tracks, as you can see here. And this small bridge, which was built back in 1910, eliminated a hazard here in Mount Vernon. He didn't have to directly cross the railroad tracks. It did close to cars back in the 80s, but it was left open to pedestrians. It's perfectly safe to walk across. I saw a lot of people walking across it, actually. And it was restored to its original design back in 2001. And the brick street you see leading to the bridge is a remnant of the original highway. The old Lincoln Highway, of course, was a direct route from Chicago to Cedar Rapids. And back in the day, back in the 20s and 30s, gangsters like Al Capone or John Dillinger would leave Chicago when it got a little too hot for them back in the city and come to Cedar Rapids and stay. They would come to the lighthouse on Mount Vernon Road and stay. So they would drive across this bridge. And, standing here, I could totally see a Model T or one of those cars from the 30s driving across the bridge. You just kind of feel like you're back in time right here. It's really cool. It's nice to see that this bridge is one that you could still at least walk across. Of course, you can't drive across it, which makes sense. It's a wood bridge, and it was built for Model Ts and cars from the early 20th century, not modern day vehicles, but you can still walk across it, which isn't the case with all these bridges. So it's cool, and it's cool that it's still here because it's such a part of history, and it's neat that the Lincoln Highway is so prominent in eastern Iowa, and you can see a lot of the original highway and bridges here in eastern Iowa. And I'll be taking you through some of the Lincoln Highway marker signs and some of the kiosks so you can kind of go out on your own adventure and see and actually drive some of the original Lincoln Highway. You can drive it on like Highway 30 or, like 16th Avenue in Cedar Rapids. Part of that is the Lincoln Highway, part of Mount Vernon Road in Cedar Rapids. There's our areas where it was rerouted that you can drive, but some of the actual original Lincoln Highway you still can drive on. So we'll take you through that as well coming up. But Mount Vernon has really embraced its connection to the Lincoln Highway and its history, and it's pretty cool. So come check it out.